guys, it's Taquisha from Our Freedom Song, and today we are back out into the garden. We have so many things to do today. It looks a hot mess out there. It's time to really tighten things up. I can't wait to show you guys how things are growing and where we see fruit out in the yard. I realized today that I was supposed to plant a couple things a couple weeks ago, and so I'll show them. Because I have these packets with my dates on them, I was able to easily go into our little seed file cabinet and see what was supposed to be planted. And so what we have is kale and rutabaga. So those things were supposed to be planted August 14th. And so I missed that by a long shot, but not too long. And so we will get those in some soil today so that they can start to sprout. Other than that, it's me and my girls outside today. My guys are not available, but we can handle it. We can do it. We're going to tidy up this yard. It looks like a jungle out there, and so we are about to go out there and put our hands to the plow. You ready, Shiloh? Mm-hmm. Here's Barley. She is growing so big. Barley paw. Good girl. Good girl. She is huge, and so we're so excited. We love her so much. Okay, so first up, we are going to be taking a look at our watermelon patch. I'm going to be clipping away what's dead and leaving what seems to be still vibrant life right here. And I'm going to give you a look at that right now. Okay, so our watermelon patch is looking like this, and like I stated before, we have not successfully been able to get a watermelon from here. This one looks like it's growing, but they start to look like they're growing. Well, actually this one's dead. Yeah, so that's not growing. So we do have a lot of dead right here. And then, but then there's these new green leaves that I'm hoping are going to produce some fruit. And so it looks like there's still hope. Let me step back so you can get a big perspective of this area. You could see that there's some that came out that ended up dying, but there's new green here, and then this has kind of looked dying, and then all of a sudden it is teamed with green after that. And so I'm going to be cleaning this up, just kind of clipping away and clipping back the things that are dead. So the girls are going to be filling up the bamboo boxes with like pine straw and any kind of sticks and all those type of things to fill the bottom before we fill the top layer with some soil. A really cloudy day. It looks like it's sprinkling right now actually. And so it's going to be a rainy day, but we're going to try to get as much done as possible. So if you hear all the little whispers, it's because we're so excited about what we see over here on our pumpkin vine. Okay, so here is our pumpkin that's growing. We have 2 pumpkins over here on this vine that's growing. Where's the other one? The other one is here. If we can keep Barley from over here, because she likes to nip at the plants. She likes to like bite the leaves. So we're really excited about that. I'm hoping that that is not going to be some kind of problem. It looks like it's just dirt. So please grow.
But like they're all overgrowing and like spilling out everywhere.
Mommy, I didn't know these. Yes.
So
those jelly melons.
They're reaching out over there like weeds.
Yeah. I wish they were more delicious so that we could actually use them for something with them being sour like that. I don't really know what to make out of them. If you have any idea what to use jelly melons for, please let us know.
You can make jelly. Lemonade or something like the lemon.
Cucumber lemonade, because it has a cucumber taste and it's sour.
Yeah, people probably like it.
That's a good idea.
Just don't tell them that's cucumber.
Mommy, look, mine's stuck with the stick.
Yeah, I saw that. It like grew inside of that.
And that's stuck.
It's
So yes, our vine is grown even more from the last time that I showed you guys that it was exploding out into our mulch. It has really exploded even more than that, like a weed, like it's taking over the garden and outside of the garden. So I just wanted to remind you guys, since it's been a while, what this area is looking like. And look what I see right here growing out of the mulch. It is bamboo. This is not what we want to see. It is bamboo that's growing through the plastic over here. If you guys have been following along, you know how much work we have done to prevent bamboo from growing. And look, it's literally still growing. And there's plastic under here. It grew through the plastic, y'all. It grew through the plastic. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's growing through that plastic. And so I'm going to have to do some serious things. Some people mentioned that I could put boiling water on there. So what I'll probably do is just cut a hole. I'm going to leave it for now, but I'm going to cut a hole, put some boiling water down there, as well as some vinegar. That was also suggested. And then I'll like triple patch this hole with some more plastic, and hopefully that will be enough to get rid of the bamboo that's trying to grow. Okay, so that does seem to be the only spot where bamboo is trying to grow. So I mean, in perspective, that's really good. It's just trying to grow in that one spot, but we don't want to take care of that as soon as possible. Actually, this is bamboo. This is bamboo right here as well, growing out on this side. Yeah, it's growing out of the plastic. What a pain. So the girls are going to be filling up this box as well as that box today, and we're going to get those ready to be planted. So here it is. It looks like a jungle. All of this is weeds, and we need to cut our grass so that it's not looking like this. These sweet potatoes have exploded onto the yard, and so they're so long, they were planting themselves, trying to root themselves into the yard. But we don't want that because we need to keep some sort of tidiness about the yard. Even with having a garden out here in the front, I still want it to be tidy. And so we started pulling these up, and you can see right here that they started rooting themselves into the ground. And so much so, even on over here where we pulled this one up, it has like a teeny tiny little sweet potato. And I was like, what? That's pretty crazy. And so we're going to get these up, throw these back into the area that they belong. I don't mind if they want to go on the other side, but we're going to need to keep this tidy. We're going to go ahead and clean up our green bean trellis over here so that can be nice and clean and tidy. Yeah, and so we're just going to take care of all these necessary things today so that our yard still looks very much so aesthetically pleasing still. And so that's what we're going to be up to. This is our banana tree. This banana tree is doing really well. We do have one leaf that is yellow and brown, but for the most part, it's doing really well, and it's grown so much since I put it in this container. And so that's very exciting. So I had to go inside for some reinforcements. I had to grab one of my husband's thick sweaters because these mosquitoes is... Ugh. So anyway, what I decided, I just thought about this. So we're going to make space in the garden area that we already have for these trees so that it can look tidy in the front of the house, because right now it just really looks like a jungle. And it's fine and when everything is like nice and vibrant and green, but when things are kind of like dying looking, you know, it's not so cute. And so we were going to have to go into the garden anyway and go ahead and pull up the dead tomato plants. I think we took the last of what was left off of the plants yesterday. And as dead as they look, they were still producing, which I'm super surprised about that. I'm so happy with what we received from our tomato plants after all, you know. And so that's really, really cool. So yeah, we'll go in there and make some space for our trees to go in there so they can have a nice place to just thrive. Okay, so I tried to pick out as much of the dead things as I could. The difficulty with this is that it's so intertwined that it's hard to not pull out the good with the bad. And so I try to do as much as I could. Here's one that's not good. But on some of them, it literally was a big piece of dead with good on the end. And so that was difficult to choose. So I just wanted to just really prune this down. And so hopefully it's pruned down enough. I still need to go along here, probably have the girls do that, finish weeding this to clean it up so that it's not looking crazy. And then we're going to get these moved from here into the garden space, and then we'll prune up here on the patio area as well. And so this looks a lot better though. I'm happy about how it looks because it was really bad. Another thing that was really crazy is the weeds are growing underneath. And so it was hard to really weed it. I actually didn't realize how many weeds were over here. There was quite a good bit of weeds that I needed to pull out. There's still some left, but I can't really get all of it without compromising or possibly pulling up the watermelon plant. And so since I want to see if it can still grow, I'm going to leave it about like this because this is a lot tidier. It's a lot cleaner than it was. And when we're done, this area will look 1,000% better. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting back all of these pepper plants, the ones that obviously look dead, and collecting the peppers from these plants. See those pepper plants right there? Oh, you have a huge mosquito bite on your neck. Man.
Mom, they're all right here.
They're crazy out here. It's a war. Okay, so we're actually going to leave this tomato vine because it still has flowers and they just picked fruit off there yesterday, as well as this one. Excuse me, sweetie. As well as this one is still producing fruit. And so I'm just going to clean it up, prune away anything that's dead, but leave that one as well as this one because they just picked fruit off there, so it could still give us more fruit. So we don't want to do away with anything that's still being fruitful. This plant over here is still growing green peppers, and we have some tomatoes on this one as well, so we're going to prune away the dead bits. These are like baby bell peppers, but we'll take it. So yeah, so we can go ahead and pick these off. It's very cool. Let me see. Yeah, it's cute. It's a snack. Yeah, that's a good one too. Let me see. Does it look healthy? Look good enough to eat? Okay, so these okra plants are doing really well. So we'll keep this. Let that produce. I've already started pulling this plant back, the one that we showed you already that's exploding in here like a jungle. This plant here, the jelly melon. So I'm going to try to tame this, keep it alive, and just kind of push it over into a section. I'm cleaning out this tomato section right here, weeding it, and getting it ready. What is that I see? Oh, I see that one of the cucumber plants did actually grow. The suyolong, it wants to grow. Look at the baby suyolong cucumber. That makes me happy though. I didn't realize that it was trying to grow over here, and so I'll leave that in this box and see what happens. Oh, it is definitely brand new in here. It feels so nice and so clean and so fresh. It's like getting your house nice and decluttered. Doesn't it make you just feel so good when your house is just when it's all decluttered and ready, it's organized. So it is looking good in here. It is nice and prepped and ready for a fall garden. I'm going to continue to just let this jelly melon explode and do its thing, live its best life. I'm going to look up some things to see what people actually do with it. I do think that it would make a really delicious like cucumber lemon water, because it's like cucumber and lemon all in one. So that's really cool. If I could figure out how to preserve this, that would be awesome. And so I'm going to be looking that up. So I don't want to pick these off until I'm ready to preserve them. So they say nice intact to their source. And yes, we just kind of pick them all up and stack them on there. They're resilient, and so they're fine. We did take out all of the dead tomato plants. I did leave a couple tomato plants that are still producing in the garden. I just wanted to just leave those because they still have fruit on them, and so I don't want to take those off. I'm gonna let them live as much as they can live. And so I did take out one of these cayenne pepper plants. We have some ones that fell off, and so I do want to collect these and make something with these cayenne peppers. And so since I'm not ready exactly yet, I'm going to leave those intact until I can come over here and pick them and use them, because I don't want them going bad in the fridge. I just wanted to show you guys how beautiful this stump turned out. It's so beautiful. I threw some flower seeds on there, and though they had a slow start, they did eventually start to bloom. And I just think it's so beautiful over here, as well as these vines. So the vines didn't climb up, but they are definitely climbing out, and they're so pokey, but I need to actually go ahead and encourage them to go up. My goodness, y'all, it is like night and day. You see this smile? You see this smile? It's like night and day out here. This actually makes me just so encouraged to get out here even more, because it's very much so like a junkie house. Like, I cannot stand for stuff to be like everywhere. Like, it kind of, once it gets too far, it almost paralyzes you. I don't know if anybody feels like that, but man, when you clean it out, like, it literally makes you feel so refreshed and so rejuvenated. And so I feel so refreshed and so rejuvenated as I walk outside my door. It literally is going to be not like a jungle, not weeds everywhere. I had more weeds than I knew. Like, I didn't even realize things were as weeded as it was. And like I've said, we've had crazy rain mixed with crazy heat, and so that was a perfect atmosphere for all the things to grow. I'm so happy to get these trees off of the, from the front of our house. It was just feeling very cluttered to me, as these trees are starting to grow, get their leaves. Since we cleaned out the garden, it's a much better place for them to sit until they have their permanent home. That is a better place for them to be. It's a protected place. And so I feel so good. I feel so good about cleaning out our garden space right in the front of our window. It just looks fresh again and nice, just like how I want it to be. I so desire for our space to be aesthetically pleasing, and it just got way out of hand. Things did not look good out here at all. It was just very dead and very just blah. Like, it didn't look great at all. And now, as you can see, things are all clean. I'm encouraged about going into the garden now that it's not like dead leaves and weeds everywhere. I'm just so happy about that. And our sweet potatoes over here are all put in place. We got those dead beans taken down. We are going to take those beans out that we can save, and we're going to label them and save them so that we can plant them next year. But I'm just happy about how everything looks. So nice and so tidy. It was definitely worth getting out here and getting it done today. The girls did place some pine straw inside of our bamboo boxes. They filled 2 of our bamboo boxes with pine straw. You can see they put some pine straw at the bottom. We might need to add some sticks, we'll see. But this gives us room to be able to just not put 15 bags of soil in there. And so we'll throw some sticks in there. We miss our chicken babies so much. And what makes it so crazy, when you're just so used to having chickens, it's like you're used to throwing them. And I thought about, well, man, we can't use anything that we would typically throw to the chickens, like our produce and things like that. And so, or things that went bad, like tomatoes and stuff out of the garden. So that's really sad, but in due time, we will have chicken babies again after we make sure that our coop is nice and secure. I thank you all so much for all of your comments and suggestions and your love and compassion for us, you know, as we've gone through the loss of all of our chickens. We just appreciate you guys so much, just for your love and for, you know, sticking with us in this journey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot wait to see you again next time. So, see you guys later. Watermelon. Looking at our watermelon patch. I can't say watermelon.
Watermelon patch.
Yeah.